Young players deserve more playing time in preseason game number 2, and these are them. Walk with me. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ryan. This is me going rogue. This is RGR, and this is what I do. I'm taking you guys on my daily walk here in the evening. It's a little smoky, so bear with me. A lot of forest fires, so for those of you smoke jumpers and you guys that are out there on the fire lines here in Colorado, Arizona, and the whole West, more power to you. Thanks for what you do. We could not get it done without you. And living in a place like this, I owe you guys. So I want to start talking right off the bat about a couple of guys that I think have earned not only more play time, but more recognition overall because they just make plays. And I'm going to start right off the bat because I want to show you a little bit of film while I walk and talk here. And that is Christian Roland-Wallace. I've been talking about him for a while. Big proponent. You guys have heard me mention his name before, but he kind of showed it the other night about just what kind of plays he can bring to the table. And there's a lot. Coverage guy, played more corner last year than he's playing now. He's playing a lot more safety now, and that's okay. He's certainly got the skill set to do it. And I think he showed that the other night. And what he did in preseason game number 1, I think was really telling because they need somebody that can do a little bit of everything. And he can cover wide receivers. We've seen him, like I said. The big thing for me is what you're going to see right about here is that not only did he pull off an interception, to be honest, I said this earlier on the Q&A, that ball probably shouldn't have been thrown in that area. That was a mistake on the quarterback's part. But when you're thrown a gift like that, you take advantage of it. The difference is that in that alignment and in the play that you should be seeing here next to me, CRW is lined up as a single high safety. He's not playing in split zones like we've seen him do in the past. He's not playing as a nickel corner that just happens to peel off and make a play, which is something that his teammate did pretty well in that ballgame as well. CRW is manning the deep middle. Now, I don't know if that's going to be consistent. I don't know if they feel that he can be a true center fielder. Personally, I don't think he has the flat out speed for that, but he does have the instincts. He does understand the game, and that might allow him to give them an option for more single high looks that can allow both Brian Cook and Jaden Hicks to come down into the box more. Now, Hicks was the other player here that made the interception on a bad throw from Kyler Murray. Stop me if you've heard this before. You fantasy people that manage him and have had Kyler Murray, you've heard this tune before. Another ball that should not have been thrown. But you only get the options that you get, so you take advantage of it. And I think Jaden Hicks did a great job with that. The real question here is, why was Chamari Connor off the field after 8 snaps? Did they really consider him a starting nickel or a starting safety? Or was that just an experiment for one game? That's going to be the big question. But those two safeties deserve more time, deserve more effort, and deserve to play in a role that allows them to excel. I think both of them have that, and they could be complementary, CRW and Jaden Hicks. Now, that's just the defensive secondary. We'll get back to some others. On the offensive line, I think it's pretty clear Jalen Moore's a little rusty. I think we understand that Josh Simmons looks all the part. He's got it all. He's not 100% there yet. He does have some transition to make. You saw some clamping. You saw a little bit late to the party on some plays. He was able to recover his anchor, and his ability to re-anchor was important. Kingsley Suamataia, on the other hand, got off balance a couple times. It's his fault. It's his footwork that caused that bad play you've been seeing all week. The rest of it was decent, and when he gets that figured out, he's going to be just fine because I'm convinced that he and Simmons are going to be a dynamic duo along that offensive line for quite a while. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be all smooth sailing. It's going to be a bit of up and down. Both those guys have to make the adjustments. I thought Kingsley, for his first time playing inside a phone booth and having two-way threats where you don't generally, as a tackle, expect a whole lot of threat coming at you from your inside shoulder. You're guarding the outside shoulder for the most part. Guard, it's a different thing, and that's going to take an adjustment. That said, there's a guy on defense that took advantage of that and attacked the guards really well, maybe more so than I ever expected, and that's Jeff Bossa. Jeff Bossa is the number 4 linebacker on this team in terms of ability. Whether they let him play that role or not, that has yet to be seen, because experience does give Jack Cochrane a bit of an advantage, at least for now, because he knows what he's supposed to be doing. Doesn't mean he's capable of executing it. And I'm not trying to bag on Jack Cochrane. He is a good depth player for special teams. He does not belong on the defensive field. He will be exploited, much like he was the other night against Trey McBride. Is a good tight end. Let's give him the credit that he's due. But there were a lot of plays that were left out there by Jack Cochrane that were not simply because he was overmatched as an athlete or going up against somebody with extreme talent that's noticeably different than him. He just made some bad plays and is not as instinctual or natural a coverage player in particular. I thought he was a little bit weak against the run. You guys have heard me sum this up. The bottom line is Jack Cochrane's going to make this roster. He should. He should be maybe even one of the special teams captains. But Jeffrey Bossa deserves to play linebacker over him. I will take the lumps. I am saying right now, if I'm in the room, I'm saying this to Steve Spangle and Brendan Daly at this moment, I will take the lumps with the rookie playing over the vet because the rookie can do more. If he's wrong, if he takes a false step, he can recover better. If he gets himself into too deep of a hook zone, he can recover because he understands and is a natural coverage player. That isn't something that you can say about Jack Cochrane. And the big difference is I did not think Jeff Bossa was going to be able to bring the blitz as early in his career as he seems to be doing. That's significant because that makes him an all-around guy. Now, I completely understand if they don't want to put him in there for Nick Bolton. The question is really going to come if Nick Bolton has to miss time for any kind of injury this season. But I'm not throwing Jeff Bossa in there, even though he's a middle linebacker and can call defenses as he did at the college level. He's not there knowledge-wise. He's got to get there. Cochrane has that advantage, but knowing where to be and being able to be where you're supposed to be are two different things. And I think that's what really bore itself out in preseason game number 1. Now, preseason game number 2, maybe that changes. Maybe we see a different kind of performance from one or both of them. I hope so. I want to see everybody continue to improve. I want to see more reps for Isapole. I think he deserves that. I think Wanya Morris is in a battle for the roster with Isapole, to tell you the truth. I'm leaning towards the young guy. I think Wanya Morris could have some trade value too. I think the same is true with Josh Williams. He is not destined for this roster, not for the 53. I think he probably has value to somebody, particularly somebody who was here since he's been here. Mike Borgonzi in particular in Tennessee, maybe even Ryan Poles up in Chicago. Certainly there's going to be a number of other teams that have seen him make plays because he has some plays on his resume in the NFL. And I think that buys him a little bit of value. Is it going to be much? I don't think so. But it's a way to recoup something if he's not going to make your roster. And if you have to waive him, my guess is he would get claimed. So you want to try to move a trade is probably the best way to do it. And if you do have to waive him and he doesn't get claimed, he's instantly back onto the practice squad. Same with a number of guys. And that makes it the hardest part about what's going to happen in preseason game number 2 for the wide receiver spot. Somebody's got to stand out because Brownlee made big plays. Thornton was out there for big plays, drew the penalty, but I think he would have scored if he hadn't been interfered with. So I'm counting that. And Remigio with the returns. Somebody from that trio has to separate. Right now, I have Thornton in the lead. And unless one of those other guys does something to surpass him in this next ball game, I don't think it's going to change. And I think Remigio is going to be on the roster for the returns. And I think Thornton's going to be on the roster for the offense. And I think Brownlee, you have to try to either wrangle some kind of mystery IR, or you have to put him up and expose him to waivers, and I don't think you're going to get a happy ending there. I think you want him to come back, and I don't think that'll happen. So that's where I'm at today. This is where I'm at today, so I hope you guys are enjoying these. Again, it's a tough day with all the smoke and everybody going through it out here in the West, and I know it's warm back in Kansas City as well. So my best to everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Keep up with these and keep bringing me your ideas on what you want to see, and we're going to do our best to take care of them. So have a good one, and I'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.